My dear respected brothers, there was a person, there was an elderly man. He was a great judge. And this judge, he was saying the story of how he became wealthy. What had happened, his name was Qadi al-Muristan. What had happened with this individual, he was walking in the streets of Medina, and this person was completely poor. Had no food, no money, nowhere to go. So one day, he was walking in the street to find what? To find a pouch. So he takes this pouch and he goes home. There's no one to claim it. Now he sits down and he opens the pouch to find what? A beautiful pearl necklace. Now we're saying this guy is very poor. He became the wealthiest man. But then what did he say to himself? He said, look, no, this isn't right. This isn't mine. I found this in the street. So what am I going to do? I'm going to walk around in the street and see if somebody is asking for it to give it back to them. So this Qadi al-Muristan, he walks around in the street. As he's walking in the street, what does he find? He finds an elderly man saying that, has anyone found a pouch that I have lost? So Qadi al-Muristan, he calls this guy over, this old man, he calls him over. He says, look, this pouch that you're asking of, describe it for me. What makes it so unique? So then the guy starts describing the pouch and the string that's on the pouch. Then he asks him, what's inside of the pouch? He says, a pearl necklace, and he starts describing the pearls that are on it. So Qadi al-Muristan, he says, you know what, that's sufficient enough, and he gives him the pouch. Now this old man, he says, look, for you giving me back this pouch, I give you a reward. What's this reward? I give you 500 dirhams. Now 500 dirhams is a lot of money, but in comparison to the pearl necklace, it's nothing, it's worthless. So what ends up happening? Qadi al-Muristan, he says, look, you know what, there's no need to give me this, I didn't really earn it. I didn't really do anything. All I did was I found the pouch, and I returned it to its rightful owner. So he doesn't accept the reward. He says, Allah Azza wa Jal will give me, inshaAllah. Times go past and the times get even tougher. Hardship. He's going through utter hardship. He's still hungry. He's still poor. Just getting by. So he took to the ocean. Now as he's on the ocean, what happens? There is a fault in the ship and the ship sinks. Now you're probably thinking in your mind, this guy has the worst luck, man. He jumps on a ship, the ship sinks, and he stays alive. And he can't get worse than that. He's going hardship upon hardship. And subhanAllah, everything on this ship, he was on a merchant ship, everything on the ship sunk, and everyone who was on the vessel died. Allah Azza wa Jal saved this specific person. He held a plank until he made it to an island. Now as he's walking on the island, he realizes in the distance there's a masjid. So he walks to the masjid, and when he goes in, he finds that the masjid is empty. So what does this guy do? He goes to the masjid, he prays his salat, and he grabs a mushaf, and he begins to read. Now this guy, as we said, he's going through hardships here. He's reached the point. He's reciting Quran, and who hears him? The townspeople, the people of the island. So they come into the masjid amazed, shocked. Who is this person reading? No one can read and write in our island. So they come up to him and they say, who are you? So he tells them his situation. He says, look, I've come and the ship sunk. And so they ask him, you know how to read Quran? He says, yes. They say to him, will you teach us how to read Quran? So he agrees. And they began to overwhelm him with gifts and wealth. So what happens? He finds a notebook in the masjid. So he takes it and he begins to write. Now here the townspeople are absolutely shocked. The guy's writing. You know how to write also? He says, yes. He says, can you teach us how to write? He says, yes, of course. So he begins to teach them how to write, and they start to overwhelm him with gifts and wealth. They want to keep this guy on the island. They don't want him to go back to wherever he came from. So they decided to get this guy married. On the night of his wedding, as he walked in, they realized that this guy wasn't looking at the face of his wife. He wasn't looking at her. He was focusing on her neck. The wife became upset. Why is this guy looking at my neck? He's not looking at my face. It's as if like he's saying that I'm ugly, in other words. So the townspeople become very angry with you. You know, what's wrong with you? Why you're not looking at her? What, you're trying to say she's ugly, yani? So then he says, no, don't misunderstand me. He says, rather I was looking at something that intrigued me that was on her neck. This pearl necklace that was on her neck looks very familiar. He says, that pearl necklace, I found it and I returned it to an old man. The people begin to make takbir. Now Qadi al-Muristan at this point, he's shocked. What's going on here? Why are you making takbir for? They said that this woman that you are marrying, this girl is an orphan. And her father is an elderly man. And what amazed us is this man, he was saying, by Allah, I have never met a young man like that young man that returned my pouch to me, my pearl necklace. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He unites him with my daughter as her spouse. And Allah has accepted his dua today. Qadi al-Muristan, not only did he inherit the pearl necklace, but this man, this elderly man, was a very wealthy man on the island. He inherited everything he had. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. He who puts his trust in Allah, Allah is sufficient enough for him.